Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trisha. If you are new here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I would love if you joined my family. Today's video is going to be very personal and very vulnerable. I am going to be going through pictures before and after my bariatric surgery. And some of them are pretty detailed of my body, and looking back at them and putting them all together in a folder to show you guys has been difficult because I'm looking back at what I did to myself, um, and also emotional because I'm looking at how far I've come and being proud, but also being upset and pissed off with myself that I ever let myself get to that point. So there's a lot of different emotions that came through when I was picking out these photos to show you guys. Um, and I have a long way to go. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But just for some of you that may not know, I had surgery February 1st of 2017. I had gastric sleeve surgery. My highest weight was 321 and my lowest weight was 227. I am currently sitting between 235 and 240, so I did have a bit of a regain. And I'm working really hard to get that off right now. So I'm hoping this can be a little bit of motivation, not only for me, but also for anybody out there struggling with weight and, maybe thinking about the surgery or bettering themselves in any way. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what other type of bariatric related videos you guys would like to see. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button if you like what you see, because there is a lot more that comes with bariatric surgery. I have made a video touching on my experience if you guys would like to check that out. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Okay guys, here we are at my laptop. In this before and after folder is obviously my before and after pictures. There is no real order to these, as far as like if what's in the first row is before or after. So I will give a little bit of insight to where these pictures are coming from, the time frame of if I can remember, and things like that. Please keep in mind that this is very vulnerable for me and that this is something that is taking a lot of effort for me to want to sit down and share, because these pictures are very personal, some of them more personal than others. I do have a few pictures with other people in here that I cropped out their faces, as you can see. So we will go more into detail about this as we go on. So let's start with the first picture here. This was probably about 4 years ago. I don't believe I was at my heaviest here yet. But as you can see, my neck was humongous and it was pulling my head down. So I had a bit of a hunchback. And just overall, I look like I have no neck. And this was obviously before surgery. This is last year after surgery, me and Tim. As you can see, my neck has kind of emerged, but my face is still very round, but not as round compared to the last picture. This also was after surgery. You'll see kind of a difference in how I take my pictures throughout before and after my surgery. But yes, this was after. My face is definitely slimmer and my arm is a lot slimmer. This was after, so compared to that first picture, we'll go back. My neck is now present and my overall frame just looks completely different. So from that to that, I very rarely took full body pictures before my surgery, and I think you guys can understand why. This is just another area showing my face. I did take a lot of up angles even after my surgery, but I think these kind of show the difference even with that up angle. So all of these are after. And yes, even some have filters, but the ones that don't, not too huge of a difference. You can still see a lot of the difference in my neck and in my face for the after picture. It's also an after, an after, an after. So I just want you guys to look at this, zoom in here. and see how much flatter my stomach was, then we'll skip to this picture. Now, this is kind of where things are going to get very personal for me, just because not a lot of people, other than maybe a handful, have seen some of these pictures, as far as my, um, you know, bra and underwear type of pictures, if you will, for before and after. So this was a before picture, obviously. My highest weight was 321 recorded, but I think I was probably in the 330s. I am 5'1", so that was my body, and that was after. So we'll just do a little, that was after. This was my 21st birthday, and this was my 23rd birthday. Or, yeah, 23rd, I believe. This was after. So here is another before and after in one picture. I use this picture as reference a lot because this was my lowest weight, and just kind of a good example. So the biggest things that I notice is this huge hump and just hugeness everywhere, and how much it's gone down here, and how my back is thinned out, and obviously my stomach and my arms. Oh, it's just crazy. An after picture. This is a before picture, so you can really see just how big my neck and my face were, along with obviously my body, but compared to this, that's pretty large. That's an after picture, before picture. So yes, my face has changed. Oop. After picture, so my face has changed quite a bit between the two. This is also a before picture. So after, before. This was also at my highest weight. Everything about me was just big. I mean, my frame is already big, but I was just a lot more broad, obviously, because I had all of that weight pushing everywhere. After picture, or sorry, before picture. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, as far as you'll see how the way I took pictures changed, because I tried to get as high up as I could, whereas with this, I'm more like fully in frame, if that makes any sense. Obviously, a before picture, you can really see the difference in just my entire frame. I also used to do this little foot thing all the time because my back hurt so bad that I would have to switch off. So let's see if I can find another. So this picture compared to this one. Ooh, it's emotional looking back at these pictures and seeing what I did to myself. Another before. This is an after. So that's a good example too of how much my body just kind of deflated, if you will. That's an after. This is a funny after, but it still shows, just how much I really lost. So like, again, for example, I didn't want anything other than like my face and no chin, no body, no shoulders in pictures. So this was a before, even though it's silly. After, it obviously still shows how much I've lost. That is a before. I had absolutely no neck. This was a Christmas probably 4 years ago, and this was last Christmas, me and Tim. So that's an after. After, before, you can really see how wide I was here, and just my overall just face being huge. So this is something I wanted to take a minute to talk about. So I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I had type 2 diabetes, insulin resistant. So that means I had too much insulin in my body and it was trying to escape, which caused me to have all of these dark marks, which I no longer have, thank God. But this is a side effect of being obese and just extremely overweight, and it was embarrassing. And I think there are a few more pictures you'll be able to see We're kind of getting into more of the really embarrassing and vulnerable ones down here, but that is a huge side effect and very embarrassing. So as you can see, I was always very hunched over. My back was huge, and I would try to get good angles. That did not always work. This is a good example of just how big my neck and my face once was. That one too. Oy. It's hard to look at these. This was after, so this is a good picture too of my face going back and forth, and just, I guess, of my overall body. I still do this leg thing sometimes. I think it's just habit now. Okay, so these next 4 pictures or 5 pictures are very vulnerable, and very, very, very disturbing to me to look at. I do have some side by sides with this, so yep, this was me at my highest weight. Now, like I was talking about before with the dark marks, I also had it down my back. So all down my back was very dry and dark, and just kind of everywhere it was. That hump on the back of my neck, just every time I look at it, it's insane to me. As you can see, I had a very dark neck here as well. Oy. And I just can't get over how broad it was. I couldn't even put my arms down by my side because I was just so big. This was obviously after. So just going to that is just crazy. Like I said, I still have a long way to go, but it's better than it was. You can't really see that well in this picture, but you can kind of see that the darkness is gone. So here's a good before and after. You can see that, you can kind of see my neck now. Here is where we start getting into the sort of, vulnerable ones. So this is after. This is only, I think, a few weeks after my surgery. Yeah, because you can see my scars. But even here, you can see how much that bump has gone down, but obviously not a bunch. So this, I think, was the week of my surgery, after, or 2 weeks or so. So it starts, you can kind of see, I, start to slim down even though I still have a stomach, but compared to other times, it's, nobody has ever seen these pictures. So this is very, very vulnerable right now. But we have, this is obviously an after. This is an after. After. This kind of just shows the before and the after a few months out. This is an after. This is an after as well. So maybe we'll go to like this one. So this is an after. Let's see. And this. So that to that. It's mind-blowing seeing all of this. There's that one after compared to this. So you can really see just how much my frame has kind of trimmed itself down. I still do have a large frame. I don't think that's ever going to go away, but it's better than it was. That's an after. This is a before at one of my birthdays. And after, this was Halloween last year. After, also Halloween last year. It's just crazy to see. I feel like I even look a little taller because I'm not being pulled down as much. After, before. So in this, you can really see the difference in my face also. I still do have a double chin. Like I said, I'm still overweight. So this is kind of a funny picture. This was obviously before eating at Shake Shack, and this is after eating at Shake Shack. Obviously, I shouldn't be eating at Shake Shack after having bariatric surgery, but, you gotta live once in a while, so this was a before. You can see that my body in this obviously wasn't at my highest, so I do look, thinner than I did at my highest, but my face is still huge. So that is after. This is before. That is after. This is before. So these pictures are a few years apart at different museums in New York City. So this is a before. You can see my frame is huge. My face is huge. It's very round. And that is an after. So that's kind of crazy to look back at. This is an after. Me and Timmy after. This is also an after. I think this was probably 4 months out. Same. After. This was absolutely my lowest. You can see that the hump is like hardly there at all. And my stomach, I have a lot of fat stored in my lower stomach, so up here has always kind of been a little bit thinner on me, and down here has always been a problem area. But you can see even there I look a lot thinner. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about, how it comes out, but up here is a little bit thinner. There's an after. The hump is what gets me every time. I still have one, but it's obviously nowhere near what it was. This was before my surgery. Before. I'm hoping you guys can see for yourself sort of before and afters without me having to say it. Hopefully it's obvious. That was New Year's going into 2017. So yeah, these are my before and after pictures. They just blow my mind every single time I look at them. I just can't believe that I ever let myself get to this. And I think you can tell the difference in my face, you know, of when I was 300 pounds and plus to when after I had my surgery. The just genuine, you know, smile and just overall happiness is obviously obvious. I still have a long way to go, but these are my before and after pictures. Obviously my during as well, because I am not where I want to be yet, but I'm obviously not where I was. And for that, I am so beyond grateful. It is hard work. Surgery is not an easy way out. It takes a lot more than I even, you know, thought. But it is so, so worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed me opening up a bit with my pictures before and after. Like I said, it's kind of a difficult thing to do, but I definitely think it's important to document your journey so that you have something to look back on when you're feeling discouraged and say, wow, I once was this and now I am this. That's a lot. It's a lot nicer. And sometimes you can be your own worst critic and you won't always see your progress. But once you look back and you really study and look at these pictures, you know, you see how far you've come. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this gave you guys a little bit of motivation because I know it gave me a bunch. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.